What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads, presented by DodgerBlue.com, your home for the 2020 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers. My name is Jeff Spiegel, joined by Daniel Starkand for a quick hitter today. We wanted to do a 5-minute preview of the upcoming series against the Giants, which kicks off tonight. A 4-game series. The Dodgers are 1 game back after the Giants have lost 2 in a row against St. Louis. Of course, the Dodgers couldn't tie the divisional race with the extra innings loss on Sunday to the Rockies, but 4 games at home against the Giants. When you look at this series, and we'll break it through, the Giants getting Buster Posey expected back tonight. Brandon Belt is still out. Brandon Crawford, who that many thought might end up on the injured list, has avoided that. Corey Seager, who we thought might be back for this series, is not. Victor Gonzalez is back. So kind of an interesting dynamic as far as the rosters. Not where that we expected them to be. The Giants probably trending in the right direction with Posey back and Crawford not out. The Dodgers trending in the wrong direction with Corey Seager unavailable, although Mookie Betts expected to be in the lineup tonight. So big picture before we get into the starting matchups, how do you feel like these two teams match up at this point in the season, Daniel?
I mean, I'd say they're pretty close. We've seen them play. I mean, they've played, I believe, 9 times. The Dodgers have won 6, which is good. But if you look within those games, a lot of them are tightly contested, close games. And that's part of that is just because of how good the pitching is on both sides. Yeah. Like when you look at the Giants lineup, it's good, but there's not guys in there that you go like, oh wow, like how are we going to get through that lineup? The reason the Giants are where they are for the most part is because of their pitching. Specifically, their starting pitching has been really good. So I'm expecting some low-scoring games, tightly contested, as we've seen with these two teams. What feels like forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's look at the pitching matchups real quick tonight. Tony Gonsolin versus Gossman on the mound. Fascinating to me. The Dodgers are actually favorites in tonight's game. So even though you've got Gossman, the Giants' best pitcher, and Gonsolin, aside from bullpen game, maybe the Dodgers' weakest link in the rotation, although you and I are very high on Gonsolin. I was fascinated to see the Dodgers are favorites, so you know what Vegas thinks of that. A couple notes on Gossman. Mookie Betts has hit him well, 351 batting average, 3 home runs. Chris Taylor is at 400 off of him, and obviously Max Muncy crushes everybody on the Giants. Not a ton of experience for the Giants against Gonsolin on that one. The day after is the Dodgers have not announced a starter. Many believe that maybe Josiah Gray is in play there. Could be a bullpen game. TBD. Alex Wood on the mound for the Giants. Urias versus Webb on Wednesday, and then Buehler versus Descalfani, who I'm going to try and pronounce his name correctly. Daniel has helped me out. Coach me.
I think you nailed it there.
Buehler versus Descalfani on Thursday's game. So as you look ahead, Gonsolin, Gossman tonight. We'll start there, and then we can a couple minutes on the rest. But what do you like about this matchup for the Dodgers?
Yeah, I mean,
or not like.
Yeah, I mean, Gossman has been arguably the best pitcher in baseball this year, so you don't feel too good there. I will say the Dodgers hit him pretty well the last time he pitched against them like a month ago or whatever. I think Muncy hit a home run off of him in that game. And speaking of Muncy, by the way, we'll have to see about him. His wife could be going into labor any day now, so there's a chance he might have to be away from the team for a game or two, which isn't ideal in this series, especially considering how much he's killed the Giants. But obviously, it's something everyone's okay with. Him and his wife are having their first child. So hopefully everything goes well there. But yeah, I think it'll be a low-scoring type game. Gossman's been great. Gonsolin hasn't been great, I would say, but what he has been good at is run prevention. Like he's got an ERA in the low 2s, which is pretty surprising considering that he hasn't looked anywhere close to his best. But he's pretty much fully built up now, which is good. You mentioned the possibility of a bullpen game or JoJo Gray coming up to pitch tomorrow. You want to get some sort of length out of Gonsolin today going into that game. So hopefully he could give you 5 to 6 innings of quality ball, and it'll be a close game. And if it comes down to the bullpens, I think I trust ours a lot more than the Giants, so I feel good there.
Yeah, and Gonsolin, as you said, the trajectory is headed in the right direction. Had a few rough starts, but his last few have been his best stretch of baseball this season, so good news there. Once you get past Josiah Gray and if he's the TBD starter, bullpen game, whatever the Dodgers do tomorrow, Urias versus Webb, Buehler versus Descalfani. As you just look at the 4-game stretch really quickly, what's reasonable here? I mean, is anything less than 2-2 is probably disappointing. Like, are you disappointed if they finish 2-2 when you look at the matchups? Obviously, Gonsolin versus Gossman isn't ideal. Bullpen game versus Alex Wood, not ideal. But then you feel pretty good about Urias and Buehler on Wednesday and Thursday, I would guess. So 2-2, 3-1. I mean, is that kind of where your expectation lies, somewhere in between?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say 2-2 at the very worst. Like when you look at this division race, it's really close right now. The Dodgers are a game back of the Giants. You don't want to see that going in the wrong
Yeah.
direction by losing 3 out of 4 here or whatever. Like if you split, then you're still 1 game out, which is not a huge deal. So yeah, I'd say 2-2 at worst. Ideally 3 out of 4. When you look at the pitching matchups outside of this first game when they have Gossman going, I'd say definitely the last two favor the Dodgers, and I'd say even
Yeah.
Tuesday, whether it's Josiah Gray or a bullpen game, the Dodgers have actually been really good in bullpen games this year. I know it kind of taxes your bullpen a little bit, but as far as preventing runs, they've been really good in bullpen games. So I definitely feel at least solid about that. Alex Wood he's kind of had an up and down year.
Yeah.
We're all very familiar with him, obviously. So I feel good. I think 3 out of 4 is ideal. 2-2 at worst, and I'd love to bring the broom out at the end of this. That'd be awesome.
Okay, we'll get you out of here. Prediction for tonight. I've got Dodgers 4-2. I like the under 8, and maybe under 4 in the first 5 innings tonight. I think we see a pitcher's duel. I've got 4-2 Dodgers. What do you got tonight?
I'm gonna go 6-3 Dodgers. I'm kind of with you. I think the Dodgers tack on a few runs late off the bullpen, but I think Gossman's gonna be good. I think Gonsolin's going to be at least solid, maybe 4 or 5 innings, 2 runs or so, and the Dodgers, come out 6-3.
Okay. Well, there you go. That's Daniel Starkand. I'm Jeff Spiegel. We just recorded Dodger Heads, a full hour-long episode, this week's episode before this, so make sure you check that out. Subscribe to the Dodger Blue 1958 YouTube channel, ring the notification bell, etc., etc. That's Daniel. I'm Jeff. 4-game set tonight against the Giants. We're looking for at least 3 out of 4 in this home series, which would mean the Dodgers would take the lead in the division by a couple of games, which would be awesome. So enjoy the night. Go Dodgers. We'll see you soon.
The best team holding a trophy high in the air. The Los Angeles Dodgers, champions of the baseball world.